Good evening. From Tokyo, we bring you breaking developments in Asia's shifting geopolitical landscape. On August 29, 2025, Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced a landmark deal, Japan pledging an unprecedented $68 billion of investment in India. This is not only an economic milestone, but a decisive step in deepening security and diplomatic ties between two of Asia's most powerful democracies. The story unfolding in Tokyo today carries weight far beyond numbers. It speaks to the future of the Indo-Pacific, the global balance of power, and the vision of two leaders determined to shape the century ahead. As the cameras rolled, the choreography of diplomacy was unmistakable. First, the warm handshake between Prime Minister Modi and Prime Minister Ishiba, captured against the backdrop of Tokyo's grand halls. This was followed by formal meetings between delegations, the exchange of agreements, and ultimately joint statements before the press. Each gesture, each carefully timed moment underscored the significance of the day. India and Japan declaring to the world that their partnership will not only endure, but expand in scale and ambition. Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba set the tone, speaking with a sense of urgency shaped by the uncertainties of today's international environment. As he said in his opening remarks, as the international situation grows more and more uncertain, Japan and India must join hands for the sake of peace and stability of the region. Those words echoed with meaning, a reminder that this alliance is not just about economics, but about ensuring security in one of the most contested regions of the world. The economic pillar of the partnership was spelled out clearly. Ishiba highlighted the sheer scale of India's market, calling it so full of potential that incorporating its vibrancy will help drive the growth of Japan's economy. He linked Japan's investment to Modi's Make in India, Make for the World strategy, promising technology transfers, corporate participation, and a 10 trillion yen investment target. These figures, staggering in their scale, show Japan's willingness to put financial strength behind political trust. For Japan, facing demographic decline and economic challenges, tapping into India's youthful workforce and vast consumer base could redefine its economic future. For India, this is validation on the global stage, recognition that its market power is not just regional but transformative for global supply chains. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, for his part, laid out a comprehensive roadmap for the next decade. His speech moved beyond short-term deals and spoke of vision. He stressed the importance of investment, innovation, economic security, environmental sustainability, advanced technology, healthcare mobility, people-to-people exchanges, and even state prefecture partnerships. It was a speech designed to present India not merely as a recipient of investment, but as a co-architect of a shared economic future. In perhaps the most memorable line of the day, Modi declared, "We believe that Japanese technology and Indian talent are a winning combination." It was a statement both simple and strategic, capturing the logic of this partnership in just a few words. For India, Japanese technology means cutting-edge infrastructure, green energy, and robotics. For Japan, Indian talent means not only skilled engineers and innovators, but also a vast labour pool capable of driving production at scale. Together they form a complementarity few other nations can match. But this was not only about economics. The subtext throughout the day was security, and neither leader avoided the subject. Modi declared firmly, India and Japan are fully committed to a free, open, peaceful, prosperous and rules-based Indo-Pacific. We share similar concerns regarding terrorism and cybersecurity. Our mutual ties are connected to defence and maritime security. We have decided to further strengthen mutual cooperation in the fields of the defence industry and innovation. These words were aimed as much at domestic audiences as at rivals in Beijing and Moscow. The Indo-Pacific is the arena of great power competition, and India and Japan have chosen to stand shoulder to shoulder in defending its openness and rules-based order. Analysts note that this $68 billion pledge is among the largest ever made by Japan overseas. The scale reflects both countries' calculations. For Japan, a hedge against over-dependence on China and a chance to secure its supply chains. For India, access to the capital, technology and credibility needed to propel its economy toward global leadership. The timing is also notable. with the world still reeling from economic shocks, with conflicts in Europe and the Middle East reshaping alliances, and with China's influence expanding, the Tokyo summit presents India and Japan as stabilizers of the region. What emerges from today's events are three layers of significance. First, economic integration. The investments pledged will flow into infrastructure, healthcare, green mobility, and digital technology, strengthening India's domestic capabilities while providing Japanese firms with fresh growth opportunities. Second, strategic alignment. Security cooperation, particularly in the maritime domain and cyberspace, reflects shared anxieties about the rise of China and the fragility of global norms. Third, symbolic diplomacy. The imagery of Ishiba and Modi walking side by side was a reminder that in the 21st century, Asia is increasingly defining its own future, relying less on Western tutelage and more on regional partnerships. For both leaders, this moment was carefully calibrated. Ishiba sought to project Japan not only as a technological power, but as a nation with global economic vision. Modi aimed to cement India's role as a trusted partner capable of balancing great powers while advancing its own growth agenda. The synergy of these ambitions was clear throughout the day, from the signing of agreements to the joint statements before the press. As the two leaders departed the hall together, their images captured by international cameras, the symbolism was hard to miss. For India, this means billions in capital, new opportunities for its talent, and stronger leverage in the global arena. For Japan, this means access to new markets, resilience against regional instability, and a partner committed to shared values. For the Indo-Pacific, it could mean a more stable balance of power in times of growing uncertainty. This is more than a diplomatic summit. It is a statement of intent, a recalibration of alliances, a declaration that India and Japan are prepared to shape the course of the 21st century. The $68 billion pledged is not just an investment in projects, but an investment in partnership, in security, and in the idea that Asia's future can be written through cooperation, not confrontation. Tokyo today was more than a series of handshakes. It was a glimpse of a new Asian century, one where Japan and India moved from being strategic partners to strategic architects. Their message was clear. Together, they will stand, they will invest, they will innovate, and they will defend the principles of a free and open region. Good evening, and thank you for joining us.